All right, so Lauren, if you could just introduce yourself, say what you teach, what grade levels you teach, and how many students you anticipate connecting with at COP21.
Okay, my name is Lauren Leith. I teach 9th through 12th grade students. I teach physics and chemistry, and I'm also going to be helping out in an environmental club.
Oh, great.
And I have an advisory of 9th through 12th graders that work on their projects, because we are a project-based school.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great. And what sparked your initial interest in the Window Into Paris program?
I had just finished my master's working on teaching about renewable energy in the high school physics classroom. So this fit in perfectly after studying like the Montreal Protocol and everything else that has been leading up to all these international agreements. I was really excited to go.
Yeah, that's so great. So what was the focus of your master's project? How are you thinking about teaching renewable energy in physics classrooms?
So I found out that teaching renewable energy, and first of all, the students needed to realize that we needed renewable energy, and so I teach first of all about climate change, and then I showed them like the movie Chasing Ice and some other things, and had a lot of build-up with it. So they saw the need, and then had them work with solar panels here at the school.
Wow. And
this year we're going to try and put solar panels on the building. Last year we did some energy saving measures on the school. And then I had to make sure that they had hope for the future.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of teaching about climate change.
Yeah. I love that you contextualized the renewable energy lessons in terms of like, this is why you should care, this is how you can do it, and this is how you're going to change the world. That's such a great approach.
Yes, yeah. We had someone come in from the Commerce Department to really talk about policy, and that if you really want to make changes, you need policy.
Yeah, totally. And so tell me a little bit more about when and why you initially became interested in bringing climate change into your classrooms.
When I moved down here about 8 years ago, and I went to one of the foundation's summer institutes.
Oh, great.
And I met Will Steger, talked with him, and just really started to look at climate change as more of an issue. Before that, I was really looking into water quality. And so this kind of shifted my outlook on things.
Yeah, awesome. And why are the upcoming COP21 climate change negotiations important to both you and your students?
First of all, the students know that if we're going to make any changes, we have to have policy in place. And they also are aware that the United States did not sign the last agreement opportunity. So I really think that this is going to, I think we've already, the United States has already submitted their plan.
Yeah.
So I think that an agreement will be reached.
Yeah.
So I think just giving the students hope that, because some of them are really worried about our future. So I think it's really important.
Definitely. I know. I remember the lead up to Copenhagen, and I don't think that anywhere near the amount of agreements and pledges and commitments from countries, like what's been happening in the lead up to COP21. I don't think any of that happened before Copenhagen. So some people, I know the failure at Copenhagen hit people pretty hard, but if you think about it, like without all of that, work leading up to it, it's like, what did they really expect was going to happen? But COP21 feels pretty hopeful.
It does, and I haven't read China's agreement, but I've read the United States. So at least with two big players coming in with agreements, it will help.
Yeah. And how will you prepare your students to engage with COP21, including use of the Citizen Climate curriculum? And then how will you incorporate your experiences in Paris into your classroom upon your return?
So first of all, I'm working with my environmental group, and then I will be getting climate statements from those students, and also from some of my students that really wanted to take this further from last year's physics class. then the webinar and the blog will go both to my advisory group and to my class in chemistry, which is 40 plus students this year, so that they can learn about it, what's happening, and then I can bring it back into chemical energy. And we can really look at some things that are really important for renewable energy. One is batteries. Is huge on how do we store energy and what other types of energy are possible for us to use to move away from carbon-based. And then the other thing is the students really need to know what's chemically happening with the atmosphere. Why are certain gases really bad? Why is methane so bad? And why is carbon dioxide make more? Why does burning carbon actually? You can burn 1 ton of carbon and it makes 3 tons of carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
And really looking at what's happening chemically. So.
Yeah, that's important. And then, can you tell me a little bit more about, once you get back, how you might use the outcome of COP21 or your experiences in the spring semester and, in the future in your teachings?
Well, one thing I'd really push for is for us to switch our earth science standards more towards climate literacy standards.
Yeah.
And have our whole school focus more on climate literacy when we're meeting those state standards, because I think that's really important. And then having a piece of it in biology, in chemistry, and physics, making sure that it's incorporated in all the classes.
Yeah, that would be great. There's a real need for that and an opportunity because it is kind of the consummate multidisciplinary issue. So I think that'd be a great change to make.
Yeah, and then even pairing up with an economics teacher and doing the things on cap and trade and using the curriculum for that would be great.
So much potential.
I know.
Yeah. And then finally, what are you most looking forward to with the Window Into Paris program?
I'm really looking forward. I think there's going to be I think there's going to be an agreement. That is really, and that just being part of that whole point in history, I think it's going to be exciting. I'm really excited to work with the people from Climate Generation. I know some of the people from Climate Generation, and they're just really a neat group of people. I'm excited about working with the other teachers that are involved in it, and I'm really excited to see Paris.
Yeah.
And the lighting of the candles, they have that happening around that time.
Oh yeah, it'll be such a beautiful time of year to be there.
Yeah.
I bet Paris has some good Christmas decorations. Great. Well, thanks for chatting, Lauren.
Yeah.